Next up is another amazing woman. Success is what we do here. Successes is what we all are after. Let's give it up for Rae Canady. Let's go.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. I'm Rae Canady, and I'm running for Las Vegas Municipal Court Judge Department 1. So I'm just on the tail end of getting over a cold, so please excuse my voice. But I want to tell you guys a little bit about my campaign. I've been a lawyer for almost 22 years. Half of my career has been representing individual clients. I was a criminal defense attorney, and now I represent kids in court. I work for Legal Aid Center. And the other half of my career has been doing policy work, trying to help reform our criminal legal system. I started working at Las Vegas Municipal Court, and when I heard the things and saw the stuff, I couldn't unsee or unhear. I decided that I needed to run because the level of apathy and the lack of compassion and the way that I heard them speak about our community, and in particular, the Black and brown folks who came through our court, was unacceptable to me. And so I decided to run because I believe that our community deserves better. And so my tagline is "Better is on the horizon," because our community deserves better. So I want to create a court that is centered in our community. And municipal court, to me, is the court that is closest to the community. If you are going to have an issue, like a traffic issue, you're going to find yourself in municipal court. And so I want to create a community-centered court that is innovative, transparent, and efficient. Innovative in the sense that I want to create a community advisory council that is made up of members from our community that I'm going to meet with on a bi-monthly basis, that's going to bring innovation and tell me what works in our community that we can bring into the court that's going to work for folks in our court system. And I want to hear all of those great ideas. And in particular, I want to connect the folks that are coming through our court system with folks in the community that can be mentors for them, that can offer jobs to them, or can offer them resources. I want to make sure that our court is transparent. Try to find out what the recidivism rates are for any of our courts right now, and you cannot do it. And that is intentional. They don't keep data because they don't want you to know what that information is. I intend to make that information extremely available to the public. And what I want the community to do then is start asking why my recidivism rates are low. Why are other courts' recidivism rates low? Why isn't that information available to the public record? And my ultimate goal is to flip those seats and to have other people on the court that are representative of our diverse community. Las Vegas Municipal Court has never had a Black judge, male or female, on the bench. And that is ridiculous in the 2025. I am hoping to be the first Black judge to sit on that court. And the fact that they've never had a Black judge, is reflective of the kinds of conversations I had to have. So for example, after George Floyd died and people were protesting, I had to have conversations where people were asking me, why don't you understand what they're so mad about? What do you mean you don't understand what they're so mad about? That tells me you're not even trying to understand where the anger comes from. And so, as a Black criminal defense attorney, I cannot tell you how many times people would walk in and they would just have a sigh of relief because they know that they can tell their story now, and I'm going to understand. I'm going to be able to relate. There are certain things that clients can't even share with their attorney if they don't feel like they are even going to be able to relate to them. So I want to make sure that that information is transparent, and I want to galvanize our community to expect more and to demand more because you all deserve more. And lastly, I want to make sure that we have an efficient court. We have 70 years of research that tells us how to best approach criminology, and yet we don't use it because as soon as people get elected, they think that their gut is more accurate than research. They think they can look at people and size them up and determine whether they're going to follow the court rules or commit another crime, and that is absolutely ridiculous. And that is why our jails are filled with Black and brown folks, because they allow their biases to influence their decisions. There is no reason why we should not be using the research that we know to inform our decisions. And I often say I lead with data and I follow with compassion, because I understand that our criminal legal system is comprised up of people. But we have the research that tells us what works. We just don't use it. So I want to make sure that our system is efficient. Use the research that we have, and our jails will not be filled with Black and brown folks. They will be filled with people who need to be there because they are high risk and they're a danger to our community. So when I get elected, I have 3 main priorities. And I will tell you that when people say they're running for judge, please force them to give you more than just the answer of, well, I'm going to be fair and I'm going to treat people with dignity and respect. That's like saying, I'm going to get the job and I'm going to do the job. That's the baseline of what should be expected of a judge. And too many judges get away with not being held accountable. So my 3 priorities are, first, I'm going to make sure that I prioritize public safety, not just in the courtroom, but outside of the court. A lot of people don't know that if you ever go down to a courthouse, the marshal or the bailiff is checking people in. They're trying to also maintain court security. Marshals, police officers, they're not secretaries. In my courtroom, they will be in charge of security. And they're not checking people in. They're not trying to determine whether you completed your requirements. There's no need for that. We have other court staff for that. And I can say that with confidence because I was a court administrator for 3 years at municipal court. I was a court administrator at family court for almost 5 years. I know how it works behind the scenes. The second thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to, like I mentioned, create a community advisory council. And the third thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use data. I'm going to track the data, and I'm going to be able to tell you at any minute what the recidivism rate is, what percentage of Black and brown folks are being kept in versus any other race, how we're treating our women in the jails. Any piece of data you want to know, I will be able to tell you. And after 6 years, which is how long the judge's term is, if I'm not doing the job, fire me. Do not reelect me because I won't deserve it. But at this point, I hope that I'm going to earn your support. And in 2026, I hope that I will get your vote. Thank you so much.